Good morning. If you're out there right now, how you doing? Well, at least it's morning here. Hi, my name's Brian, as you can see right there. At least I hope I'm pointing at it. Hey, pizza, how's it going, David? And we're here for poetry, at least that's what I'm here for. I hope you're here for it too, because, you know, got to do something with ourselves. So that's what we do here, poetry. And we do it with a twist. Sometimes mine, most of the time other people's, because it's cool. I take it and I make songs out of it. Dogs. And we listen to them. And I have doggy issues too. You're just going to have to wait here. Come here. Look at this fella. Oh, look at this guy. This is George. Oh, George. All right, well. He's okay. How y'all doing? Good morning. Where are we? It's too early in the morning, and I've definitely been up too long. I've been up for like since 3:30. Yeah. Oh, who knows? Yeah, it's too early in the morning, man. All right. I got a regular show planned, but I'm just going to play something because I got to take my dog out. Here. Let's make it long. Semi-long here. Ooh. Let's go. That's the whole thing. Aha. Here, let's start off with a little of this.
Shot from a bower eaves, he rode between the barley sheaves. The sun came dazzling through the leaves and flamed upon the brazen greaves of bold Sir Lancelot. A red cross knight forever kneel to a lady in his shield that sparkled on the yellow field beside remote Shalott. The jammy bridle glittered free like to some branch of stars we see hung in the golden galaxy. The bridle bells rang merrily as he rode down from Camelot. And from his blazoned baldric slung a mighty silver bugle hung. And as he rode, his armor rung beside remote Shalott. Sunlight glowed on burnished hooves. His warhorse strode from underneath. His helmet flowed, his coal-black curls as on he rode, as he rode down from Camelot. From the bank and from the river he flashed into the crystal mirror. Tirra-lira, tirra-lira, sang Sir Lancelot. She left the loom, she made 3 paces through the room. She saw the water flower bloom, she saw the
let's continue on from here. This is a different version of the. Oh.
All thoughts, all passions, all delights, whatever stirs this mortal frame, all are but ministers of love, and feed his sacred flame.
Oft in my waking dreams do I live o'er again that happy hour, when midway on the mount I lay beside the ruined tower.
The moonshine stealing o'er the scene, I blended with the lights of eve, and she was there, my hope, my joy, my own dear Genevieve.
She leant against the arm of man, the statue of the armored knight.
She stood and listened to my lay amid the lingering light. Few sorrows hath she of her own, my hope, my joy, my Genevieve.
She loves me best whene'er I sing the songs that make her grieve.
I played a soft and doleful air, I sang an old and moving story,
An old rude song that suited well
that ruin wild and hoary.
She listened with a flitting blush,
Downcast eyes and modest grace,
for well she knew I could not choose but gaze upon her face.
I told her of the knight that wore upon his shield a burning brand, and that for 10 long years he would the lady of the land.
I told her how he pined, and
The deep, the low, the pleading tone
with which I sang
another's love
interpreted my own.
She listened with a flitting blush, with downcast eyes and modest grace,
And she forgave me that I gazed too fondly on her face.
But when I told the cruel scorn that crazed that bold and lovely knight, and that he crossed the mountain woods nor rested day nor night,
That sometimes from the savage den,
and sometimes from the darksome shade,
and sometimes starting up at once in green and sunny glade, there came and looked him in the face,
angel beautiful and bright,
and that he knew it was a feast,
this miserable night, and that unknowing what he did, he leaped amid a murderous band, and saved from outrage worse than death the lady of the land.
and how she wept and clasped his knees, and how she tended him in vain, and ever strove to expiate the scorn that crazed his brain.
darkness went away, when on the yellow forest leaves a dying man he lay.
His dying words, but when I reached that tenderest strain of all the ditty,
my faltering voice and pausing harp disturbed her soul with pity.
all impulses of soul and sense had thrilled my guileless Genevieve.
The music and the doleful tale, the rich and balmy,
And hopes and fears that kindle hope,
an undistinguishable throng,
and gentle wishes long subdued, subdued and cherished long. She wept with pity and delight.
she blushed with love and virgin shame, and like the murmur of a dream, I heard her breathe my name. Her bosom heaved, she stepped aside, as conscious of my look she stepped.
Then suddenly, with timorous eye, she fled to me and wept.
She half enclosed me with her arms,
She pressed me with a meek embrace, and bending back her head looked up and gazed upon my face.
'twas partly love and partly fear, and partly 'twas a bashful art, that I might rather feel than see the swelling of her heart.
I calmed her fears and she was calm, and told her love with virgin pride.
And so I won my Genevieve, my bright and beauteous bride.
That one kind of cut off at the end. I forgot about that. It's been a while since I listened to that one. What do y'all think? Actually, pretty good, but not as good as the one that I usually play. Well, that was like the first one I did when I took that little section of what I was messing with earlier and put it into 4.5 and blew it up. So how y'all doing this morning? Yes, I know, doggy troubles and stuff. We're already 15 minutes in and I haven't really done anything, so I guess we'll just play some more. Why the heck not? All right, here we go. Ha, not there. Here. Ha ha.
Bake the day she suddenly dropped dead. We chew it slowly, that last apple pie. Shocked into sleeplessness, you're scared of bed. We never could talk much, and now don't try. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. Hog that great, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular each, but each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks. For all the scotch we drink, what's still betweens? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. Hog that great, say nothing. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular, each bud, each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks, for all the scotch we drink, what's still between's? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books.
Yeah, but the evolution of that one track is kind of interesting. I'll play the other. I got like 4 versions of it. The one version that I play all the time is the best. Yeah, you know how that goes. Now this really, really, really sucks. Really sucks. We'll get back to that. Yes, very terrible. Was it? We should have done something. Of course. Well, cool. Yes. Yeah. Oh, no, Indigo. No, I thank you, my friend. And, oh, yeah. I got an email this morning. I'm getting something published in Westward Quarterly, the publication that likes my stuff. So I sent some off to him. I was like, I'm needing some validation. I'm needing some validation. And the cutoff for the fall is here soon. So I sent a package. I was like, I figured they'll publish this one. And then that's the one they published. Allergic to the sun. Yeah, that has to suck. I know the cold, cruel world is like going to hell in a handbasket, but it's be a lot easier to take if you could see it in the light, actually see it coming in the light of day. I am really sorry. Yay. There's still some space left and stuff. No, thank you. Yeah, but like I was saying, I was needing some validation. Like, these guys like me. All right. All joking aside, let's play this one.
I had a little sorrow, born of a little sin. I found a room all damp with gloom and shut us all within. And little sorrow weeps, said I, and little sin prayed God to die. And I upon the floor will lie and think how bad I've been. Alas for pious planning, it mattered not a whit. As far as gloom went,
they'll be glad.
Let's just go ahead and keep it going.
Mercy still wants the mercy despots feel. Hear it in that battle peal. Read it on yon bristling steel. Ask it ye who will. You see who have done it from the veil. On they come, and will ye quail? Let rain and iron hail. Let their welcome be. So well as where heaven its dew shall shed on the martyred patriot's bed, and the rocks shall raise their head of his deeds to tell.
I love that one.
settles in the tears of heaven. Imperfect, half-seen objects meet the sight. The other half our fancy must portray. One dull, lengthened sheet of swimming light lies the broad lake. The moon conceals her ray, sketched faintly by a pale and lurid gleam. Shot through the glimmering clouds, the lovely planet is shrouded in obscurity. The scream of owl is silenced, and the rocks of granite rise tall and drearily, while damp and dank hang the thick willows on the reedy bank. Beneath the gurgling eddy slowly creep, blackened by foliage and the glutting wave that saps eternally the cold grey steep. Sounds heavily within the hollow cave. All earth is restless from his glossy wing. The heat fowl lifts his head at intervals. Like driving rainy come the bursting squalls. All nature wears her dun-dead covering. Tempest is gathered and the brooding storm spreads its black mantle over mountains form, and mingled with the rising roar is swelling from the far hunter's booth the bloodhounds yelling. The water falls in various cadence chiming, or in one loud unbroken sheet descending. Salute each other through the night's dark womb. The moaning pine trees to the wild blast bending are pictured faintly through the checkered gloom. The forest halfway up the mountain climbing resound with crash of falling branches quiver. Their ages mossy trunks. The startled doe leaps from a leafy lair. The swelling river winds his broad stream, majestic, deep and slow.
Well, see, I had a show done. I have a show for today that I'll probably just play tomorrow. But when I came on, the dogs had different plans. So I just, hey, Kathy, you missed it. I got Caninus interruptus. So that's why I played a couple long tracks this morning. And now I'm playing these because, but I can play a country song if you want, because I got plenty. Let's play something we hadn't heard in a while. So let's go to this folder here, that folder there. We'll go back to no, that was the last time I modified it. Ooh, this is January, back January. Wow. Yeah, Wild Honey. This one's a good one.
Where hints of racy sap and gum out of the old dark forest come, where birds their beaks like hammers wield, and pith is pierced and bark is peeled.
where the green walnut's outer rind gives precious bitterness to the wind. There lurks the sweet creative power, as lurks the honey in the flower. A subtile effluence floats around, where sheathed shootlets break the ground. And in each blossom's magic cup, from infinite deeps a thought comes up. In winter's bud that bursts in spring, in nut of autumn's ripening, in acrid bulb beneath the mold, sleeps the elixir strong and old, that Rosicrucian sought in vain. Life that renews itself again. What bottled perfume is so good as fragrance of split tulip wood? What fabled drink of god or muse was rich as purple mulberry juice? And what school-polished gem of thought is like a rune from nature caught? He is a poet strong and true, who loves wild thyme and honeydew, and like a brown bee works and sings, with morning freshness on his wings, and a gold burden on his thighs, the pollen dust of centuries.
Now let's get a little whimsical with E.E. Cummings.
As freedom is a breakfast food.
No, not that one. That's not the one I was thinking about. I'll find that one. Yeah, I'll end that one right there. I need to go back through some of these folders, I guess. All right, bear with me. Yeah. There's another version of this that... this is a good one.
Banish air from air, divide light if you dare. They'll meet. Wild cubes in a drop, or pellets of shape. Fit films cannot annul, odors return whole force flame. And with a blonde push over your impotence, flit steam. wait. If you dare, they'll meet. Wild cubes in a drop, or pellets of shape. Fit films cannot annul. Orders return, whole force flame. And with a blunt push over your impotence, split steam. And with a blunt push over your impotence, split steam. They'll meet wild cubes in a drop, or pellets of shape. Fit films cannot annul. Orders return, whole force flame. And with a blunt push over your impotence, split
Good afternoon, Joe. Pain management. That sucks. Hopefully you're feeling better, but 26C, I'm assuming, is like our 90s here or so. Ugh, who knows? It's just hot. It was hot yesterday, I'll tell you that much. And although I think next week it's first, pretty soon it's going to be where I'm probably going to be able to turn off the air conditioners. When you said warm tomorrow, that is way too hot. And then thankfully the second train had great air conditioning. Indeed, thankfully. Gotta love a good air conditioner. Although my electric bill's going to be outrageous. Let's just play this one. On the River, William Von Moody. It's been forever since we've heard this one, so here we go.
The faint stars wake and wonder,
All right, this is a little better than
fade and find heart anew, above us and far under, sphereth the watchful blue. Silent she sits outbending, a wild pathetic grace, a beauty strange heart-rending upon her hair and face. Oh, spirit cries that sever the cricket's level drone. Oh, to give or endeavor and let love have its own. Within the mirrored bushes there wakes a little stir. The white throat moves and hushes, her nestlings under her. Beneath the lustrous river, the watchful sky o'erhead. God, God, that thou shouldst ever poison my children.
too hot. Yeah. No, not good. Yes, it's getting way too hot, and it is scary. Very scary. How a very vocal, very powerful minority are acting like ostriches, like nothing's going on, when something obviously is going on. I, you can't make this crap up. Yeah, you got those wildfires going on up there, don't you? Wildfires in Canada. Wow. Yeah, sending good vibes, but be safe. That's all we can do. All we can do is be careful, be safe, and just try to make the best of it, and hope that some semblance of sanity. Yes, that alliteration was on purpose. Some semblance of sanity somehow supersedes all the nonsense. Yay! Wow. Crystal Lake, Ontario. It's in an area called. Sounds pretty. Crystal Lake. Wasn't Crystal Lake though the place in Friday the 13th? Oh, something like that. All right, here, common dust. Because that's all we are. Just common dust.
And who shall separate the dust? What later we shall be? Whose keen discerning eye will scan and solve the mystery? The high, the low, the rich, the poor, the black, the white, the red, and all the chromatique between. Of whom shall it be said? Here lies the dust of Africa. Here are the sons of Rome. Here lies the one unlayable. The world at large his home. Can one then separate the dust? Will mankind lie apart when life has settled back again, the same as from the start? Can one then separate the dust? Will mankind lie apart when life has settled back again, the same as from the start? Here lies the dust of Africa. Here are the sons of Rome. Here lies the one unlayable. The world at large his home. Can one then separate the dust? Will mankind lie apart when life has settled back again, the
Yeah, I know. Although holding on the hook can be exhausting too. You guys had even we have had wildfires that we wouldn't usually get. Not like you guys, but still, climate is drastically changing for sure. See, don't have too much fun at work and try to avoid the drama. Yeah, see, because most of the time, most people can't see that far in front of their face. It's a survival mechanism. I can't explain it. It's simple. It's just I don't know. It's people don't have the political will, and like I said, a very vocal, very powerful minority, i.e., rich. They have a stock in the status quo, staying the status quo, or fucking it up for the rest of us. This might be the one I'm looking for. Ah, fuck it. This is kind of appropriate for the conversation. The pessimist.
Nothing to do but work, nothing to eat but food, nothing to wear but clothes to keep one from going nude. Nothing to breathe but air, quick as a flash is gone. Nowhere to fall but off, nowhere to stand but on. Nothing to comb but hair, nowhere to sleep but in bed. Nothing to weep but tears, nothing to bury but dead. Nothing to sing but songs, ah well alas, alack. Nowhere to go but out, nowhere to come but back. Nothing to see but sights, nothing to quench but thirst. Nothing to have but what we've got. Thus through life we are cursed. Nothing to strike but a gate. Everything moves that goes. Nothing at all but common sense can ever withstand these woes. Nothing to see but sights, nothing to quench but thirst, nothing to have but what we've got. Thus through life we are cursed. Nothing to strike but a gate. Everything moves that goes. Nothing at all but common sense can ever withstand these woes. Nowhere to go but out, nowhere to come but back. Nothing to see but sights, nothing to quench but thirst. Nothing to have but what we've got. 'Cause through life we are cursed.
That's actually a very hopeful poem. Last lines. Nothing but common sense can withstand these woes. I'll post that one later because, you know, we got stuff like that. We also got stuff like this.
Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon. Bees escaping out the moon. Bees returning through the moon. Silver bees intently buzzing. Silver honey dripping from the swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I a drone, lying on my back, lipping honey, getting drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower. Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon. Bees escaping out the moon. Bees returning through the moon. Silver bees intently buzzing. Silver honey dripping from the swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I a drone lying on my back, lipping honey, getting drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower. When curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower.
Let's play this one.
The art of losing isn't hard to master. So many things seem filled with the intent to be lost, but their loss is no disaster. Lose something every day except the fluster of lost door keys, the hour badly spent. The art of losing isn't hard to master. Then practice losing farther, losing faster. Places and names and where it was you meant to travel. None of these will bring disaster. I lost my mother's watch, and look, my last door. Next to last of 3 loved houses went. The art of losing isn't hard to master. I lost 2 cities, lovely ones and vaster. Some realms I owned, 2 rivers, a continent. I miss them, but it wasn't a disaster. Even losing you, the joking voice, a gesture I love, I shan't have lied, it's evident. The art of losing's not too hard to master, though it may look like disaster.
All right. Oh, it's like 7:30 here. I'll play a couple more, and then got stuff to go do's today. Yep, always stuff to do sometimes. Let's see here. Bear with me. One moment. Let's go to folder number 7 in this file. Oh. A winter visit. Haven't heard this one in a while.
Now she's 90, I walk through the local park where too cold the usual peacocks do not screech, and neighboring lights come on before it's dark. Dare I affirm to her, so aged and so frail, that from one pale dot of peacock's sperm spring forth all the colors of a peacock's tail. I do, but she, like the Sybil, says I would die, then complains, this winter I'm half dead, son, and because it's true I wanna cry, yet must not, although only nothing keeps, for I inhabit a white coat, not a black, even here, and I'm not qualified to weep So I speak of small approximate things, of how I saw in the park 4 flamingos standing one-legged on ice, heads beneath the waves. So I speak of small approximate things, of how I saw in the park 4 flamingos standing one-legged on ice, heads beneath the wings.
If I did all the stuff around here that I needed to do, I'd never sleep. So I'd just say, screw it. Oh, I'll do what makes me happy instead, which most of the time these days is sleeping. No, I wish sometimes. Yeah, I had a really long, exhausting day yesterday. And then I passed out, I think, around 10. And then I was up around midnight. And then I passed out again. And I was up about 3, and I've been up since then. So, yes, that's my day. And I figure I'll get, I got a few things to do today. Taking a good friend of mine to an appointment later. And, early, 10:30. So here in a little while. And we're going to go do a few things, and then hopefully it'll be an early day today.
Not marble nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time. When wasteful war shall statues overturn, and broils root out the work of masonry, nor Mars his sword, nor war's quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory. Gains death and all oblivious enmity, shall you pace forth, your praise shall still find room, even in the eyes of all posterity, that wear this world out to the ending doom. So till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this, dwell in lovers' eyes. Against death and all oblivious enmity, shall you pace forth, your praise shall still find room, even in the eyes of all posterity, that wear this world out So till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes. So till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes.
All right, my friends, I'm going to play one more, and then I guess we'll get going about our days. But thank you very much for spending a teeny bit of your time with little old me. And I'm supposed to say this, blah blah blah, da, da, da. But more importantly, have an awesome day and all that jazz. And I'm gonna play us out on a little whimsical note here, something to get a little laughter in on your Tuesday. Little E.E. Cummings, "The way to hump a cow is not."
The way to hump a cow is not to get yourself a stool, but draw a line around the spot and call it beautiful. To multiply because and why, dividing them's by nows, and adding and I understand is how's to hump a cows. The way to hump a cow is not to elevate your tool, but drop a penny in the slot and bellow like a bull. To lay a wreath from ancient grace on insulated brows, while tossing bombs at Uncle Tom's is how's to hump a cow. The way to hump a cow is not to push and then to pull, but practicing the art of swope to preach the golden rule. To vote for me, all decent men and warnings will allow, which if they don't, to hell with them, is how's to hump a
I hope y'all find that as funny as I do. Yes, stay cool in the heat. And I'll see y'all out in the chats until I got to go do what I got to do. So, and then later and stuff. Have a good one. Bye. Tomorrow for a regular show. Hopefully with no K9us interruptus at the beginning of it. Always at the most inconvenient times. Bye.